Well, if you've been away, asleep, interstate, on a plane, Roger Federer is the 2017 Australian Open champion. He's defeated Rafa in 5, the most extraordinary circumstances, and he's on his way to Jim Courier and I at the desk. Really looking forward to speaking to him about what so many of us thought was beyond him, to be honest. This stage last year, after a semi-final loss, he ran a bath for his daughters, he tweaked a knee, he played on through. He didn't play a match after the semi-final at Wimbledon. He took 6 months out of the game. He went back to basics. He started his summer at the Hopman Cup. He won 2 of 3 matches, and he's completed blackjack here at the Open. 7 matches, 3 sets to him in each of them. 21, and the 18th major is Rogers. At this point, Jim, things must be pretty surreal. You're walking on air, you're speaking to those closest to you. You are in a throng. Security surrounding you, media wanting to get at you, journalists throwing cameras your way.
Yeah, but he must be feeling like he's walking on a cloud right now. He knows this feeling better than anyone, of course, that's ever played the game. Any male, anyhow. And it's all just about the perspective. This is a guy who's continued to love the game. He's had a lot of tough losses over the course of his career as well, especially to the man that he somehow figured out tonight. And he's never lost his love for the game. And I just love the way he's caressing that trophy.
He's carrying it like a bag of potatoes. Just so comfortable with silverware.
Yeah, fits nicely on his shoulder. But he's back where he was when he first greeted Mirka and his family now, so he's going to have to walk out and around the corner. He's a couple minutes away from us.
What is remarkable is that Craig Tiley understood the significance of Nadal 35. We've always had Garden Square full. We have never had Margaret Court Arena full. And the irony of Federation Square here being called Fed Square by all of us who live here. I mean, Rafa is so popular, but the crowd, I think, wherever we looked, was slightly more Federer than Rafa.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And, you know, Federer, he has that everywhere he goes. It's no surprise, but even when he plays players in their home nation, he's usually the one that gets the most crowd support.
I mean, almost, there's just a tweet that came up from Juan Martín del Potro. It's, "Don't ever leave the game," was the tweet. I mean,
yeah.
I think we should retweet that over and over and over again. But as you say, everywhere seems to be his home court, his home crowd. He's just played the game differently. He's played it with such class. He's an artist and he's an ambassador, and he's got so much charisma. He's
and
so
tonight
graceful.
Tonight he was a fighter.
Yeah.
He was down. Momentum was firmly in the Spaniard's corner, and somehow he turned it around and went on a run. 10 straight points to get himself back into this thing.
I don't have the numbers.
To win 5 straight games from 3-1 down against Rafael Nadal, one of the game's great front runners, is unbelievable.
I was going to say, I don't have the numbers, but I'd love to know how many times Rafa has been a breakup in the 5th, in a major, and got rolled.
Yeah, I bet it's very few.
I mean, it's just insane stuff. I mean, they're 2 of the most beautiful players we've ever seen, but tonight, Roger reversed a trend. He hasn't beaten Rafa in a major since 07. 10 years,
yep.
And he still has the belief to turn things around when everyone's saying, Rafa has you covered.
He had the confidence and the comfort level to make a significant change, Hamish. When he, in 2014, when he changed rackets to a larger Wilson frame that gave him a bigger sweet spot, the player that he needed it the most against to be able to stand up to was the player he defeated tonight. The larger frame allowed him to be more aggressive on his one-handed backhand. And the problem for him has always been against Nadal. Nadal's forehand spinning high into that corner. Tonight, that was a shot that he was aggressive on instead of defensive. And with everything he'd done in his career to make that change at that stage, 2014, that took guts. That was determination.
Andy Roddick said during the week, discussing GOAT, greatest of all time, in men's tennis right now is like reading 3/4 of a book and wanting to discuss the ending. Well, we're getting closer to the end. I know we've got a lot to read still, but what an amazing performance tonight.
Times
Lead now is 4.
Time's undefeated, but Roger puts up a pretty good fight.
So up the step, Roger comes, and as always, you're in charge of telling Roger we're on live. The crowd behind us, as they always do when they see the champion, will go berserk. But you just sense tonight, given who it is, it's about to stand before them, things might just be a little crazier than normal. They seem to when Roger is in town. He's beat a man who's so difficult to beat. He's beaten him from a set down in the 5th. 18 majors now. The first man to win 5 or more majors in at least 3 of them. Just quite remarkable. I've got to say, Jim, normally we sort of get left to do things. What are there? 17 or 18 people in here wanting to meet Roger?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Roger, I've got to say we're live, so, you know, enjoy.
First time I'm allowed to sit down, so it's all good.
Yeah, just that all seemed to go pretty well.
Yeah, very. It's a good night. It's a good night for us. I can't believe it. I'm sitting here and doing all of this. It's just incredible. Really, it is.
You said yesterday that a major final was as stressful as it was enjoyable. What do you feel when you sit here now? Is it relief more than joy?
No, it's both. It's like this mix of everything. I mean, it has to be. I mean, I worked so hard for it, and I couldn't be happier. But of course, there's a lot happening, but I had the sort of the 5 minutes with my team and my friends and everybody. I got a bunch over, and it's just it's been absolutely beautiful. And of course, there's relief. Of course, there's stress that goes away, and it's just this emptiness and this beautiful moment. And I couldn't be happier right now.
Can you put it into perspective for us? You're coming into this tournament, being away for 6 months last year, and now being able to lift this trophy. What would have been a successful event for you in your mind before the tournament got started?
I would have said a great event would be quarters. You know, I said 4th round would be nice, quarters, great. And that was before I had the draw. This is before. It was all, you know, coming my way. So I'm just really, I went so much further than I thought I would, and then of course once you're in the semis or in the finals you think maybe it's possible, maybe, you know. And then today I just drove myself forward. I just said believe in it, run for the ball, serve and run and serve and run, and just fight and see if you get lucky. And I did. I really got lucky tonight. I can't describe it differently. Roger,
for us mere mortals, can you give us an insight, best you can, what you feel when you win the last point of a major championship?
You know, everything just drops, and everything's just this. It's just nice, you know. It's all worth it. You've been there. It's just all. Yeah. I mean, you don't know if they ever come back, these moments, you know. And that's what you work hard for. Is you work for the stress, and you work for it to go away, and you work for it for maybe a country, for Switzerland, maybe for your team, for your family, for whatever it is, and everything is like put together in one moment. And when I hit the ball and Rafa challenged, I knew this is in. I knew this form was in. This is not out. And then the emotions just come out, and you're like, it's all over, it's done. It's now you can celebrate, and in a big way, massive way.
Yeah. It was not easy. It was never going to be easy when you're playing Rafa. After the 4th set, you had an injury timeout, and then you were down 3-1 in the 5th. Walk us through that sequence of the injury and being down 3-1 and how you turn this around.
Well, I mean, look, my body's hurting like Rafa's as well, I'm sure, you know, and it helped me a little bit against Stan as well, you know, to take an injury timeout and just sort of massage my legs, you know, because naturally I'm always going to be fighting it, you know, over my 3rd, 5th set, after 6 months not having played, 35 years old. I don't like to say it, but it is true. I'm so old. And so the body hurts, you know, it aches. And I just thought, you know, if I massage stuff out, maybe it's going to help me. And I did feel a little better, but I did get down in the score. And I just tried to sort of believe in it. And I really did deep down believe in it, especially if I would turn it around. But Rafa played great in those big moments in the 5th and deserved the lead and deserved victory too, to some extent. So I know I maybe snuck it away, but, you know, that's how tennis goes sometimes.
I know that there's 18, but does beating the rival Rafa, feel a little different, and particularly after 4.5 years from your last?
Yeah, I think it will sink in little by little when I'm on the plane chasing my kids around, or when I'm home watching them ski, or whenever. I'll be extremely happy. But no, I can put in words that this one I know is a milestone in my career, no doubt about it. It's like winning the French Open in '09, or going for my 5th Wimbledon in a row, or 5th US Open in a row, and being part of those epic matches. And against Rafa, it's always epic. And this one means a lot to me because he's caused me the most problems over the years. So to get one go my way in a 5th set is incredible, absolutely, and it feels super special.
Did you ever doubt that you'd ever be back to this stage again? Did you ever doubt that you would win another major?
I mean, there's no guarantee, really. So I did believe that I had the game and the mental and physical capabilities to do it again. Now, I knew it was not going to get easier, you know, with Novak and Andy making their moves, and Rafa still being around, and Raonic and Nishikori and Dimitrov all getting better. So I knew it was going to be tough. But if I look back at the last years when I was fit, you know, 15, 12, 11. I mean, I was actually always really, really close. Had a tough year in 13 with my back, last year with my knee, and I never lost belief, and it shows it pays off for me and for everybody.
We're just going to show you the reaction on match point here.
Oh, yes, please.
Yes, please.
I mean, it's just, that's when, I think this is when it sinks in right here. Like, this is like, oh my God, like this. No turning back here. So it's awkward with the challenge, but that's why we have it, so you don't end up maybe losing a match because of it. I thought the second serve was out, you know, when I was the double fault and everything. Yeah. That one I was just praying, saying like, just please be in, please. And, I mean, but anyway, it worked well, and this is just when it's all said and done and everybody's celebrating and you look up to the team, and it couldn't be a nicer feeling.
You've seen your wife. Would the girls still be up? Is there anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, I was actually speaking to them.
Really?
Yeah, I was speaking to them, and they said I could have a soup inside, and there's plenty of space in there, and they're so happy, and they said they want to stay up until I come back. So I don't know. It's all good. Otherwise, I'll wake them up. But it was cute. I spoke to them.
You've got a million things to do. On behalf of all of us, congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
It was fabulous watching you play.
I appreciate it. Have a good evening. Thank you, everybody.
Roger Federer is an 18-time major champion. Well, Jim, thank you very much for being a part of 7 Summer of Tennis again. To everyone at home, we hope you enjoyed it. It is the Davis Cup this weekend. Thanks to all those behind the cameras. Have a great January. Enjoy the rest of the year. Roger, phenomenal. Well done.
Thank you. Take care.